Hi there, viewers! Are there a bunch of people around you and you still feel disconnected? Are you yearning to form genuine relationships and long-lasting bonds? Then let me tell you, you are not alone. Loneliness often gets ignored as something unimportant because we cannot visualize it like other diseases such as heart or kidney problems, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. In today's video, let's discuss subtle signs you're lonely. Can taking long showers mean anything? How can continuously buying cool new stuff be bad? We're discussing all that and more. Number 1, you're not excited to begin your day. The morning after partying hard can be a rough one where nothing seems to be going right. You might feel like going back to bed the moment you wake up, but if this happens regularly without reason, then there's a serious underlying problem. Being perpetually tired is one sign of loneliness. Studies have shown that when you are lonely, you are bound to have a fragmented sleep cycle that causes micro-awakenings. You might even stay in bed for a good 8 to 9 hours but still feel tired, as you'll not be completing a full sleep cycle continuously. If you feel anxious before sleeping, try audio or video calling your loved ones. Seeing them or listening to their voice can calm you down. Avoid texting because it might not work as effectively. Do it for a couple of weeks and your endless problem may have a solution. Number 2, your old clothes don't fit. It's a challenge to get into that skinny pair of jeans you purchased just a couple months ago, and to your surprise, when you step on the scale, the numbers are on the higher side. When you feel lonely, it's natural for you to turn to food for solace. Of course, everybody's gotta eat, but in the process, you might eat a little extra to find comfort. Animal studies have shown that mice living in isolated lab settings were not as skinny as the ones in social environments. This might be true for humans as well. Number 3, you linger too long in hot showers or baths. Who doesn't like sitting in the bathtub filled with warm water, scented candles, and a glass of wine? But is it becoming a habit? An interesting study found that people who are sensitive to emotional coldness from someone enjoy physical warmth of any kind. This literally translates to being in warm water. The series of studies show that lonely people immediately felt better after a warm shower. When you encounter something warm, it can break your innermost feelings and bring you some calmness. So a nice hot chocolate beverage could be just what you need if the thought of loneliness creeps into your mind. You might actually find a change in your mood even after snuggling in a warm embrace. Number 4, you are an impulsive shopper. Going on a shopping spree can temporarily lift your mood, but if you've made it a way of life, then it clearly indicates you're lonely. Getting psyched over a new iPhone or a cool pair of shoes is totally natural, but spending all your money on material possessions can make you obsessed. There is a link between materialism and loneliness. People who are lonely keep buying new stuff for years. It's the loneliness that causes materialism and not the other way around. Instead, make travel plans with your family. If you want to travel solo, you might get a chance to meet new people too. Number 5, you don't eat nutritious food. Is your idea of a salad the lettuce on a burger? Then your diet needs a serious overhaul. Try to incorporate each food group like meat, dairy, proteins, green leafy vegetables, legumes, beans, eggs, whole grains, and fruits. It's natural to lose track of all these healthy foods when you're living alone. But when you're surrounded by people who value their diet choices, you might even start cooking healthy meals. This goes double if you live with someone who's health conscious, but loneliness takes away all this accountability and puts you in a bad routine of binging junk food. Number 6, loneliness can be caught from your friend circle. Yes, you heard that right. It may sound paradoxical, but if you have someone who is always talking about being lonely, then there are chances that you'll be affected too. According to a study, loneliness was found to be contagious. When you constantly hear about how isolated and empty other people's lives are, it creates a negative bond between you. In turn, you'll behave awkwardly and more distantly in your other social groups, perpetuating this behavior. The study also showed that there's a 52% chance of feeling lonely when someone directly connected to you feels lonely. It's just like catching a cold. Speaking of a cold. Number 7, you get sick more often. The internet could show you a million reasons why you get a cold, but did you know that loneliness can also make you catch a cold? Weird, right? Sometimes science can be a little twisted. Loneliness could weaken your immune system. A highly social person would have a better capacity to ward off infections. A study found that a lonely person is more susceptible to viral infections. When you fall sick frequently, it starts a vicious cycle of staying home, cutting ties, and being more stressed. Number 8, social media. Well, social media is addictive, and who doesn't like watching cute, trendy cat videos? Sometimes we become detectives trying to find out who is partying with whom and all the recent gossip about celebs. But some people feel that interacting online means they're social. It may be temporarily satisfying, but when you're just building more Facebook friends or Instagram followers, you're losing the actual human connection. A study found that people who spent more than 2 hours a day on social media were considered heavy social media users. Most of them had a feeling of social isolation. So the next time you feel like running the same feed for the millionth time, resist the urge. Instead, pick up your phone and dial up your buddy. Arrange a dinner with your close ones or long-lost friends. Number 9, you put everything under the microscope. Everybody has some form of stress in their lives, right from rebellious teenagers, office goers, to old folks. Everybody has it. But if you were to think back on this past week, would you be able to find a happy moment? Or would you just rant about the traffic jams, your coworkers, inflation, pollution, things like that? If you find yourself constantly complaining, it could be because of your loneliness. Number 10, you are physically ill. Loneliness is more than emotion. In no time at all, emotional unhappiness translates into physical unhealthiness. A lonely adult could have blood pressure 30 points higher than a very social person. No wonder they say friends and family are the best stress busters. They help you stay grounded. With loneliness, you might feel the urge to see the doctor with no specific ailment. It was found that adults who lived alone or felt lonely visited a doctor's office about 12% more than social folks. You can have bad stomach cramps, digestion issues, constipation, and frequent headaches when you're lonely. Number 11, you hardly step outdoors. You might want to do nothing after a hectic day. Curling up into a ball in the corner of your bed may feel divine at the moment. But do you just stick to your bed, couch, or desk all the time? You need to shift gears. Limiting yourself to one space for a long time can mean you're lonely. If you're working from home, try to station your desk near a window. Make sure you get enough sunlight and fresh air. Once you're done working, step out of your house and go for a quick walk to a nearby park. Connecting with nature can be a great way to get a grip on your loneliness. Number 12, you hate your me time. Pursuing hobbies in your free time can be the best way to stay engaged and boost your productivity. But have you been dreading that free time lately? Then you need to hear us out. Being all alone for a long time can take away the fun of me time. You need to be more social. A change in surroundings can also make you feel that you deserve that much-needed break. Initially, it may be nerve-wracking to meet new people. You may even start doubting your capacity to get along with others. But motivate yourself to put your best foot forward and do it anyway. It will be difficult to understand some social etiquettes and body language, but slowly you will get the hang of it. Remember the golden rule: never cancel on any plans and you will be surrounded by a bunch of people in no time. Number 13, you are anxious and stressed. Your brain elicits a neurochemical response when you fail to make a physical human connection. You can react intensely to any stressful situation just because of the lack of support from other beings. It doesn't matter if you have a big friend circle of 20 or a gang of 2. Having someone to open up to should be the ultimate aim in your life. Your body tries to combat stressful situations in its own way. It releases a hormone called cortisol. It's a trigger factor for many conditions like compromised cardiovascular health, undue stress on your circulatory system, and a poor immune system. When we choose a nuclear lifestyle, isolation can also show depression symptoms. With no one to have your back, you will be more vulnerable to anxiety. It's even possible to experience faded memories over time. A study found that markers of Alzheimer's disease were about 7 times higher in lonely people who failed to make meaningful connections. There's a well-established relationship between what you eat and brain health. Brain cells can be easily modified, and a few foods delay the progression of Alzheimer's. Let's keep the conversation going with a couple more Alzheimer's-related videos, shall we? Watch 7 foods that help prevent Alzheimer's disease, or prevent Alzheimer's and dementia by eating these 21 foods that may improve memory. Go ahead, click one, or better yet, watch both and learn more about how to get a sharp memory. Have you ever felt lonely in your life? What was that like? Let us know in the comments below.